So first of all, you as a customer, you have something which is called as an tenant. Okay, so you have a tenant. How will you create a tenant? When you first sign up. Okay, so as a customer, you have your own tenant, and every tenant in Microsoft is have this ID. For an example, if you are giving Hemlata, so it will coming as a Hemlata
Okay.
dot on Microsoft.com. Okay, so for example, if you go to a Wipro, it will look like Wipro dot on Microsoft.com. If you go to HCL, it will come like that, HCL Technology dot on Microsoft.com. These all are, this is called a tenant name. Okay, then Microsoft is also assign you one unique ID, which is called a tenant ID.
Okay. Actually, yesterday we have given few names, right?
That is different.
Okay.
So you have a tenant ID, which is a hexadecimal number. Okay,
Okay.
and this is assigned by Microsoft to every customer. So internally inside the Microsoft, you will be tracked using a tenant name and a tenant ID. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay. Now let's see where in a portal I can check what is my tenant name and what is my tenant ID. Okay, I will come here. You see that there is a three dots this side.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then you have a something which is called as an Azure Active Directory.
Yes.
Okay, so one option is that you can click here. When you click here, it will give you the tenant name. This is your tenant name.
Okay. It has already taken.
Yeah, okay. So actually
Okay.
when you are working in a company, you cannot give this type of name right now,
Yes. Yes.
right? You have to give the company name. So sometimes it happens, let's say for example, I know that Infosys is going to use Azure. Okay, this information I already have. So what the people generally do that they registered this name like Infosys Technology, Infosys organization. All the name started with the Infosys. They just block in a Azure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
and when actually implementation has started, when someone try to give this name, then it will say that this name is already used by someone
Given to
else,
someone. Okay.
right? Then because it's a brand name now, so
Yes.
Infosys will try to contact that person and request them to release that name. So many times the person will say that if you can pay me 25 lakhs, I will release this name. Okay, by the way, this
Okay.
is okay. So you have what you have a tenant name. So this is called your tenant name. This is called your
Okay.
tenant ID. Okay,
Okay.
second thing is that once you have a tenant, then within the tenant you can create a multiple subscription. Okay,
Okay.
so you can have a subscription A, you have a subscription B, you can have a subscription C. Subscriptions means multiple organization you can create within that. Okay, you can have a subscription C. For an example, when you go to a Wipro, you will find there are three subscription is running. Some customer, big customer have a hundred subscription. For an example, this can be a subscription name called a Wipro Technology. Okay, this can be a Wipro software. Correct? And you know that Wipro also produce bulb and a lot of electronics equipment. Okay, so this is called a Wipro production.
No, this means I can give access to the other person.
Hmm.
No, no. Actually, under me, I can create these many.
These are called subscriptions. Okay.
Okay.
You say na you make a payment, right? You create one subscription. So this is called subscription one. This is called a subscription two. You can create multiple subscription within one tenant. Why company do that? Because company want to segregate the billing. Okay. Com- Company want to segregate the administration. So they create a multiple subscription for that. For example, the Wipro technology is totally a different organization internally, right? They have a different
Yes.
payment structure. They have a different work together, right?
Yes.
But when they have an agreement with the Microsoft, they make an agreement as a Wipro dot on Microsoft.com. Now within that, they create a multiple subscription. So why they create a subscription? Because they want to keep the payment separate. So when the Microsoft will raise the bill, they send three payment invoices. Okay.
Okay.
So separate payment invoice. Second, as an administrator, you can manage the resources separately. Okay, it means that if Hemlata is a IT head for Wipro technology, they she manage her own subscription accordingly, right? And if I am a Wipro software administrator, I will manage my Wipro software. So your or mine both are two different things because we are internally two different organizations. Correct? Right?
No, actually, yesterday we created resource groups, right?
That is different.
So, yeah, that one. In that one also we can subtrate different things. If we
But
want to give for different technologies also, we can give it there also,
yes,
no?
but your payment will always come as a one single.
Okay.
So when the Microsoft send you 10 crore bill, how will you separate internally? Then you have to do a lot of manual maths and create an Excel file. This 10 server consume 1 lakh. This 20 server consume 30 lakhs. This 20 server belongs to this. This you have to do separately. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So how we will can go and check the subscription in the Azure? We will come here and we
Okay.
will type here a subscription, or you have an option that you can just click here, go last, you will see your subscription also. It's not visible. Okay, let me create a subscription for you. Just type here subscription.
Okay.
Okay, see subscription.
Yes.
Now let's say I have a only one subscription, which is a default one, that is a free trial.
Okay.
Okay, so each subscription have its own name and its have own ID. Okay, so when the Microsoft send you the invoice, they will send you with this name and this ID, that within this subscription you have consumed, let's say 1 crore of resources. Okay,
Okay.
for other company, if I want, again I have to sign up, again I have to click add, and then I will say that I am going to use another subscription, and this time you give a different name, Wipro technology.
Okay.
Okay, right? So it means that within the Wipro technology, when you are creating any resource, okay, that resource will be count in a Wipro technology. So if you remember, when you are creating a virtual machine or a resource group yesterday, okay,
Okay.
so let's say one example, when you are creating a resource group, you have to also define that within which subscription you are going to create.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Got it, na? So then you can say that no, it's a belong to a Wipro technology,
Okay.
right?
Oh, okay. Yesterday we got free trial. If for now, if we created two more, we can see it in the drop down.
Yes, but for that you require two different credit card now. Free trial is
Okay.
only once. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
got it. Huh? So now within the Wipro technology, and now let's say within the Wipro technology, now it's a big team. Okay, so for an example, Wipro now wants that I have my Bangalore, all my Bangalore resources should be managed separately. All my Noida resources should be managed separately. All
Okay.
my Hyderabad office resources should be managed separately.
Okay.
So what the Wipro does? Now they create a three resource group.
Resource groups. Yes.
Understand now resource group? Okay. So they now create, for an example, a resource group called Bangalore. They have another resource group. They called it as a Noida or maybe a NCR, and then another resource group they created as a HYD. Right?
Mm. At the time of login, we are giving one login and password, right?
That is a tenant ID.
No, now I log in online once.
You are logging
So
on on. Yeah,
just now
yeah.
we log into
Hmm.
Azure, right? So
Yeah.
what is that one? That
So
is
that is
also
a
some
tenant
ID.
administrator. The ID which you use to log in on a portal is called as a
Mm-hmm.
tenant administrator. Okay.
Okay.
And you have a complete global admin privileges. It means that you can see everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you go back to your Azure,
Yes.
when you go to an Active Directory, you see that it will show you that your role is what you are.
Global administrator. Yes.
Got that, no?
Yes.
Okay, right?
Got it.
If you have to create another user, then what you have to do?
Again, we have to see. Okay.
No, this is here you can create a new user. Okay, that we will learn when you are doing a IAM. Okay,
Okay.
now so within that resource group, you can create a n number of resources, right? So for an example, this all are, so how this has been whole hierarchy work? The whole hierarchy work in this way. You have a tenant. Within the
Okay.
tenant you can create a subscription. For a
Okay.
within the subscription you can create a multiple resource group. Okay,
Resource.
and now within the resource group you can create your own resources.
Resources. Yes.
So for example, you can create your own resources like a VM. You can create a resources like a database, correct? Now
Okay. Yes.
yeah, within that you can create n number of resources within that, right? So it means
Okay.
that you can deploy the whole hierarchy here. So for an
Mm.
example, I can say that let's say Hemlata is a global administrator. Okay,
Okay.
and I am a, let's say for an example, I am a Bipro technology administrator.
Okay.
So you can take, I am a Bipro technology administrator, and Mr. Ravi is a Bangalore administrator, Bangalore resource group manager, है ना? And
Okay.
Mr. Kavi is a only managing the virtual machine. So we can
We
call it
can separate the management also.
so we can say that Mr. Ravi is managing the Bangalore, and Mr. Kavi is managing that this virtual machine.
Yes. Resource. Virtual machine resource.
Correct, no? Right? So this is the way you can define the whole hierarchy and the
Mm.
security system inside that Azure. So how will you start? You start with the tenant, then you create a
Okay.
subscription. Within the
Mm.
subscription, you create the
Again.
resource group.
Yes.
Okay, and then within the
Okay.
resource group, you create your own resources.
Okay.
Correct? So what will happen if I delete this resource group? All resources gone.
Yes.
What will happen if I delete this subscription?
That particular subscription will go on.
All resources, group, everything will
Yes.
go on, right? Correct.
Okay.
What will happen when I exit that? Let's say I terminate the contract with the Microsoft. So what will happen? Everything will go on.
Yes.
Correct. No? Nothing is permanent there because we are a tenant. We are a renter.
Okay.
Right? Till the time we are giving money, we are enjoying the service. The moment we stop the money, the services get stopped.
But for this entire structure, we have only one admin. I mean, one ID and one password, right?
No. You have everything is there. No, Bipin is a separate user. Ravi is a separate user. Kavi is a
But
separate.
they are coming inside my
Yeah,
account and separating.
yeah. If you want that in your option, let's say if Hemlata is going for a leave, you can assign someone else also as a tenant administrator.
Okay.
Cool.
No, actually, you are admin for Wipro Technologies only. But if but how can you handle only that one? Because the entire account is including these other subscriptions also, right?
Mm-hmm. No, no. Once again.
You said that I am admin.
Mm-hmm.
So
Admin for
and
what?
I am
You are
admin for
admin of
SAP.
top. No, you are a
Yes.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Yes. Go
So
ahead.
you are admin for Wipro Technologies.
I
Someone else,
am only Jagan
Ravi.
Mohan Reddy. I am only handling Andhra Pradesh. Yes.
So
Clear, na?
from Ravi, yes, yes, I am getting that. But how we are going to give the access for particular levels?
No, that we will learn. Na? That's what I tell.
Okay, okay, okay. So we can give like that also.
We have to give. Not
Yes,
can is
yes.
not a question.
So
We have
I
to
can
give.
handle these three subscriptions, but you can
Yeah.
only handle this one subscription.
I can only handle Wipro. I cannot
Wipro
know.
Technologies.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
I have no permission. I can't do
For
anything in the
Wipro
Wipro
software
software.
and Wipro
Yeah,
production.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
Got it, huh? Right?
Yes, yes.
This is how you can manage the whole structure of the Azure, right? So this is how
Yes.
the Azure is getting separated completely internally from 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 payment point of view, from management point of view.
Okay.
Okay, so how the Microsoft will send you the invoice? They send you three invoice: Wipro Technologies separate invoice, Wipro Software separate invoice,
Separate.
Wipro Production separate invoice. So every department will now handle their own payment. Correct?
Yes.
Correct, na? So every department have to handle their own profit and loss, no?
Yes, yes,
Correct,
yes.
na? Right,
Got
right.
it, got it.
Correct, na? Otherwise, so this is how the whole Microsoft has created the structured in Azure, right? So
Okay.
within that structure now we have to work. Okay, so we seen
Okay.
how we can go and see the tenant, how we can go and see the subscription, how we
Yes,
can we have in fact created the resource group yesterday.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
and then we try to create a resource within that. So now yesterday we create a virtual machine. Okay,
yes, yes, created.
correct, huh? So
Yes,
it's a quite easy. We just select and say next, 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 next,
yes,
next, finish,
yes,
and we are
yes,
done. Okay,
yes.
but let's understand the whole mathematical calculation, that how we can go ahead and select the VM for us. Okay, so very first thing, when you are selecting a virtual machine, you have
Mm.
to understand the two things. Number one, what is the purpose? Okay,
Okay.
so when I say that what is my purpose can be, I am going to install something, we called it as a backup software.
Okay.
So I am going to install a backup software. So there are many companies who has a lot of backup software. For example, company like Semantic have its own backup. Okay, company like
Mm.
Veritas have its own backup. So I am selecting that I am planning to install a backup software inside the virtual machine. Cool. So when
Okay.
I see this as a very rough angle, so it means that what I am saying, that I am going to create a VM, and that within the VM I am going to install a backup software like a Veritas. Okay,
Okay.
don't worry about the names. This is just a company who create a backup software. Okay, and then we have a multiple server. So I have a multiple server, and within the server I am going to create a, so I am going to take the backup of all this server using my backup software. Okay,
Okay.
So why I want to create a virtual machine? Because I want to install a backup software. So what is the use of a backup software? Backup software is used to take the backup of all the server in the, whatever the server is I have created in a cloud or on premises, no matter. Okay. So it means that in this server, what I have something which is called as an CPU.
Yes.
I have something which is called as an RAM, which is a memory. I
Memory.
have I have something which is called as a hard disk. I have
Yes.
something which is called as a LAN card. Correct now.
Yes. Yes.
Now, can you tell me in this simple architecture, which component of this virtual machine is going to utilize more? Is it CPU? Is it memory? Is it hard disk? Is it LAN card?
So hard disk, I think. Memory. Hard disk or memory, both only.
It's a LAN
LAN
card
card means
because your backup is coming through a LAN only, na network only, na.
yes, yes.
Okay.
No, I think we are storing it in HDD or memory, so that's it.
Yeah. So in this case, my LAN card is going to utilize very high,
Okay.
right? It means that what I need a server, I need a server with the faster LAN card or optimized LAN card. General LAN card I don't want in this virtual machine.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the whole performance will go for a toss.
Okay.
Cool. Now, give you the another architecture. I want to install a database server. For an example, I am going to planning to install a database server like an Oracle or a SQL. Okay. So in this virtual machine, I am planning to install a database. So let's say I take an example. I am installing here an Oracle. Okay. Now, can you tell me in this case, which component is going to utilized more here in this which virtual machine?
Hard disk.
Hard disk. Exactly, you are getting right? Because your all data is in a hard disk, na? Right?
Yes.
When you do a query, then it will come into the memory. Otherwise, it will sit in a hard disk only, right? So it means that when you are defining a virtual machine, you have to understand that what is the purpose. Your purpose can be a CPU optimized machine. Okay. Your purpose can be a memory optimized machine. Your purpose can be a network optimized machine. Your purpose can be a maybe disk optimized or storage optimized machine. Okay. Or you do not have any specific purpose, you are just doing for a testing, so you say that I have nothing special, so give me a special. Please remember that in market everything is come differently. For an example, I say that I have a 500 hard disk, you say that what the fun, I also have a 500 hard disk. Correct,
Okay.
huh? But I say that my 500 GB hard disk, I have bought it for 4,000. But the same hard disk when I bought it in a 25,000. Why there is a difference?
Because maybe other features are more.
Same space, no? Okay. So
No,
my
same.
same space, no? 500 GB, 500 GB.
Yeah.
But I have paid 24,000. You paid just 4,000.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe other features are high, like LAN.
Correct. Because that hard disk is give me very fast read and write. So when I try to open a file now, it will zoom. Even if I have, even if I have a very large file, when I click, it will open like a zoom. But in your laptop, when you click, it will take some time, it will load into memory, then it will start displaying you.
Okay.
Understood? Right? I say that I also have a 4 GB memory. You say that I also have a 4 GB memory. But you pay 3,000, I pay 13,000.
Okay.
Correct? No? Because my memory is can can load the data much faster, much compressed format. So I can have a more availability of the data. Your memory, it only contains a limited set of data, right? So I have a different RAM. So when you go for a RAM, it will again come in a different classification. Correct? Huh? For an example, when I go to Google and let's see, I want to search a RAM. Just go to
Yes. Let me. mm, Add button. Yes.
and say that different type of memory. Oh,
RAM.
RAM है ना, DDR. Look at there. I have a DDR2, DDR3, DDR4, and all are coming in the same 4 GB, 4 GB, 4 GB. So when you are actually going to buy a computer, same computer, some other vendor will give you in 30,000. Same computer will another one will give you in 50,000. You will surprise. What the fun here? You also have a 3 GB, you also have a 3 GB.
Okay.
Correct? Right? But my 3 GB is much faster. For example, I say that I also have a CPU, also have a CPU, but you have a Itanium, I have a Pentium.
Yeah.
Correct? Now,
Got it.
got it? Now?
At the time of creating, according to our utilization, we have to select the option.
Right one.
Like
So
which
it
one
means
we
that,
need,
yeah,
memory or
yeah,
HDD.
correct. So it is that
Okay.
if I go to create a virtual machine, I have to very
Mm.
conscious, right? What I am going to do here. For an example, when I say that I am going to select a virtual machine, I have to select the purpose. Look at their purpose, general purpose, right? See
Okay.
na, right? I say that no, I do not want a general purpose. I want that should be a CPU optimized or a memory optimized. So then you can see there, right? What the purpose you
Yes.
have, memory optimized, okay, CPU optimized, right? You have to select it very clearly. Understand that. Then you select that general purpose machine is also available or your memory optimized is also available, but you will see the price difference here.
Yes. Yes.
Correct? Then
True.
because you are architect, correct? Huh?
Okay.
Other one are administrator. So administrator don't understand all this. They will say that, boss, I know how to create a virtual machine. So what the special thing you know? Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Yeah, virtual machine can be created by a college guy also, right now.
Yes.
But you as an architect, it is your responsibility to tell that, boss, okay, fantastic. For what purpose you are going to create a virtual machine? Are you going to watch the movie? No, I am going to install a software. Which software? What software? What it going to utilize this software? Correct?
Okay.
So,
Yes. Yes.
and until and unless you do not suggest them correctly, then they will simply go and maybe provision the wrong virtual machine,
Yes.
and then you will see a performance crunch.
Yes.
Okay? So, what is the first thing you will take care when you are creating a virtual machine? You have to take care the purpose. Okay?
Yes.
Then once your purpose is clear, then you have to select the second parameter, which is called a capacity.
Capacity. Yes. Okay.
Okay, now. So what
Mm.
capacity do you want? Do you want, let's say, one CPU
Mm-hmm.
plus 1 GB memory? No,
Okay.
no. I want two CPU and 8 GB memory. So you have to specify.
Okay.
Okay, and let's say a 4 GB memory. So
Okay.
if you remember my first day lecture, I says that when you log into a portal like Netflix or when you log into Zomato, the menu item is fixed. You have to select from that menu item. Correct now? You can't say that no, I want the chapati of this size. No, that's not, sorry boss. Whatever the size is standard available, right? You have to select
Yes.
from there, right? So when you are working on a cloud, when you are selecting a technology, you have to select the size there. Look at their size. B1 MS, B2, D2. These all are called series, and according to the series, you will see the CPU and a RAM.
Okay.
Correct? Right? And you will get the same time what the storage they are going to give you.
Okay.
So you have to very careful when you are selecting. Number one, you must be careful about your purpose. Okay.
Okay.
Number one, you must be careful about your capacity. What
Okay.
capacity of virtual machine you are going to create,
Okay.
and why you required so much capacity, because each capacity is have a price.
Yes.
Correct? Huh? You can't go and say that no boss, I want to create this machine which is coming in 1,81,000. Yes, correct? Or I want this
Hmm.
machine which is coming in a 2 lakh, right? Let's say for example, by mistake, if you select this machine, what will happen? 1,48,000 bill will come every month. And if you create
Yes.
10 virtual machine, 10 lakh will come. Yearly it will go into 1 crore 20 lakhs, right? Anna?
Yes. Yes.
Then you say that, yeah, I created a virtual machine. No? I learned from institutes, I create. No, you can't do that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to tell that. No, so it means that when you are working on a virtual machine, what the purpose you
Okay.
have to set? Your purpose is
What?
you must select that what is the purpose, why you are going to install. Second, accordingly you have to select the capacity.
Capacity.
Correct? Huh? Capacity, what the capacity you do. Third thing is that when you are using a product of a Microsoft, for example, when you are creating a virtual machine with the Microsoft portfolio, then you have
Hmm.
to be careful about the licenses, right? So you as a customer, you have a two choice. If you already have a license, so let's say for example, customer sometimes before, because customer anyhow running Windows server, no? So they already
Yes.
bought a license, right? So let's say customer already bought a license of a 10 server, okay,
Okay.
and they already paid a Microsoft, for example, 20 lakhs rupees. Now when they try to create a Windows virtual machine on the cloud, again they have to buy a license, so it means that again 12 lakhs rupees they have to spend. Then sometimes the customer said that why should I pay you 12 lakhs? I already invested the money. So Microsoft said that don't worry, if you are using, if you already have a license, you declare that you already have a license. What I will do, I am going to give you a discount.
Okay.
So let's say for an example, let's say I am going to select a Windows Server, and I select Windows Server 2016. So it's a Microsoft product now, right? When you
Yes.
scroll down, you will say that, just look at here. Already have a Windows Server license?
Hmm. Okay. Yes.
If yes, then I will give you a 49% discount.
Okay.
So it means that you don't have to pay me 1 lakh, you have to pay me only 50,000.
Yes.
Correct, huh? Right?
Hmm.
So when you say that no, I don't have a license, so what the Microsoft will does now, they will say that okay, fantastic. Since you have selected this virtual machine, which is coming with the capacity of let's say a 2 CPU and 8 GB memory, the charge is let's say 9,000. I am going to add another 550 rupees for you per month, which will be a part of your license.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not going to charge the license upfront. Instead, I am going to build these charges in this billing itself.
Okay.
Correct? So till the time you are using the server, till the time you are giving the license.
Mm-hmm.
Understood now?
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Then once you done that, then you have to define that. So now when you are working as an architect uh, in the whole scenario, you have to take care of all this. Plus, you have to also take care about that. what is the cost it is going to be assigned.
Hmm.
Correct, huh? So
Okay.
Microsoft will help you. Microsoft says that before actually deploying any resource, okay,
Hmm.
you have to come up with their own whole set of you can say list of all the component which you want, and then you can calculate the price. So you have to engage a solution architect, because remember, this is a subscription service.
Yes.
Correct, huh? And
Hmm.
most of the customer, because of the wrong architect, the person who designed their infrastructure, either they are not very experienced guy, or there is some flaw. Customer many times revert back to the on premises, because the cost which they think initially, actually they have to go 10 times of the cost,
Yes.
right? So this is also one of the challenge when you are working on a cloud, because remember, it's a subscription based service. Correct now, right?
Hmm.
If you do not understand the mathematical calculation behind that, whatever the services you are using, you are end up
Okay.
paying a lot of money.
Yes.
Correct. So
Yeah.
once you design all this, then where will you go? Then you will go to the price calculator. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to go to a Google, and just type here Azure price calculator.
Hmm.
Okay, and then you
Okay.
can go and define your own pricing.
Hmm.
Let's say for an example, in this calculator I am going to use the virtual machine. Okay,
Okay.
here I am going to use the storage. This is what I am planning, and I am going to use the database.
SQL database.
So just click. Once you click that, you will get everything below. See here,
Hmm. Okay.
correct, huh? Then you have to first select where, for which reason you are going to create this estimate. I said that I
Okay.
am going to create this estimate for, let's say, South India.
Top. Yes.
Correct, no? Right? And
Hmm.
I am want a Windows machine. I want, let's say, okay, leave it a standard tier. And this is what I want: two CPU and 8 GB RAM. Okay,
Okay.
and totally I want here a 10 virtual machine. Good.
Okay.
And it should run 730 hours per month, means 24 by 7. It should not be down. Cool.
Okay.
And then when you scroll down, it give you an option that how you are going to work here. I say that I will either go pay as you go, or
Hmm.
I will do the 3 years agreement with you.
Okay.
Correct, right? So when you make your own estimate, and then you can say that all is fantastic, and I want that each server I must have a hard disk. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Yes.
let's say I say that each hard disk must have a uh, 500 GB hard disk.
Okay.
Would I, right? So this is what the calculation you make here, and then you can say that I also want a storage. It should be also
Hmm.
3 years pricing, and then
Okay.
you can define that what the capacity I want. I say that I want 1 petabyte.
Okay.
Okay, it's a big
One
one.
petabyte. Hmm.
1 petabyte, right? And same way you can define your own how the SQL you want, right? So
Okay.
everything you can,
Same
uh,
option we
yeah,
have here also we have the same option.
same option,
Right.
right? Yeah, correct. So for example, you say that you want two server, two database server, है ना?
Okay.
Right? So this all you can just define here parameter, and you can say that everything is fantastic. Then you can say that this is what the estimate is going to give you, right? So it give you that
Okay.
this is the pricing is going for you. Okay, I
Hmm.
say that boss, give me an Indian price. Just select here and select the Indian price.
Top only we have on the top.
Top. Okay.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Top also we have.
Ah, okay, good. Ah, very, very small, huh? No. Okay, now you can say export. So this has will come as export. Okay, now
Okay.
just you open that Excel file and give it to the customer. If you are a person like me who also sell, then I will put my 10% margin here.
Okay.
Correct, na? And say that, boss, this is what I have. Good, good. So it will give you the
Yes.
whole estimate. What is going to be your estimated monthly cost? What is going to be estimated upfront cost? But
Okay.
this is the initial estimate. And if your architecture or if your administrator is not actually mature enough, they might wrongly created the wrong virtual machine, and because of that you are getting lot of issues plus the extra billing.
Yes.
So generally what the administrator does now, the moment they found that escalation happen, they just add more capacity to a virtual machine. They add more RAM, more CPU. The moment they add, what will happen? It will simply escalate your
Charge
price
more.
also. Correct, no?
Yes.
Right? So this is how the whole cycle works. And you, when you are working on a cloud and when you are working as an architect, you have to take
Okay.
care of all these principles.